Let's discuss briefly the tags that you might use. And so as far as the tags are concerned, there are three requirements. And the first of those is meaningful tags. And so in terms of meaningful tags, what we mean there are that there will be tags that you list when you create a blog post that are descriptive of the content that you're actually referring to. So let's take a look at an example. Let's go back to Jessica's blog. And with Jessica's blog again, we're going to go back to her portfolio. Excuse me, we'll go back to the home page of her portfolio, and I did that just by clicking on her name. And as we're looking at this, she's showing us a reflection on her general teaching methods that she just recently completed, as this video shows. And she's done an extensive job of tagging this post that she's made. Now, the post that she's made here is a fairly long post in terms of typical posts. Most posts that you make might be just several paragraphs. But whatever her assignment was from her instructor, she was asked to reflect on her general teaching methods, and she's done that. And so when we're looking at this, I can see where it says tags. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. Oops. Let's try that again. Okay, so I've zoomed in here a little bit, and you can see tags, and you can see that she's tagged community, technology, reflection, diversity, instructional strategy. So these are key terms in education. And she's began to build a list of important terms, including the course ID that was for the course she was taking. And she's including all those terms that she's referenced in this post. Again, this is a long post, and so there's likely the good likelihood that she's going to have more tags on something like that. But if you were making a couple of paragraph posts, you might have 2 or 3 that are on there. But it's always important to tag with the course you're taking, that's the reflection is being made about, and it's then up to you to determine what keywords are important to you. And when you're later on in your program, she's still early in her program, but later on in her program, she would be able to click on diversity and see all of the posts that she made that were related to diversity. And then when she possibly needs to discuss diversity in her final meta-reflections, she would be able to quickly find all those posts because she's tagged them in this way. Okay, so let's just, I'll zoom back out here, and then we'll go back to my blog, and we'll just take a look at how I would possibly tag a post that I would make. So if we, again, go in and look at the dashboard of my blog, okay, and we'll click on Posts. And under this, there looks like there's a few draft posts, but I'm going to go to this one that says Setting the Standards, and I'll click on that. Okay, so this is one that is just a sample. So I have some text, I have an image here, and I've basically said I'm starting to blog, and maybe in that post I talk about that I'll be referencing standards, and I talk about what those standards are. And so over on the right, You can see that I currently only have 3 of the criteria listed, but I would have had all 12 there that I could have checked off. But what we're looking at are these tags. And so in terms of the tags, I can click on the tags. It's already showing me that there's a course ID there, and there's a term there. But maybe diversity is something that I discussed as well in my post, and so I'd include that, and I'd say add, and I continue to use the terms that I'm referring to. And I already had a course number, but it is possible that you'll forget what tags you've used, and so there is a link here for choose from the most used tags. And when you do that, you'll see a list of your tags, and that will allow you. I haven't referred to use the collaborative learning tag, and maybe in this post again I talked about collaborative learning, and so I could click on that and it could be included as a tag as well. So anyway, you've got the ability to think about important terms in your field, include the course ID, and make sure that for each of the posts that you make that you have tags. And if you're doing like I am doing, where we just edited an existing post, we can click update when we're finished adding those tags. And then we can go back to our blog, our bPortfolio, and we can see where we've got the various tags. So down here was that post that I made, and we're seeing the text that I would have written here. Here was an image that I included. Here I'm listing which standards, and then below that I'm listing the tags that have been included as part of this. And keep in mind, as you're tagging, the more times you use a tag term, the larger the word is in the tag cloud. So if we again look at Jessica's example, and we go look at her tag cloud, important educational terms like assessment, citizenship, community, her courses that she's taking, instructional strategy, reflection, teaching strategies, technology, are starting to rise to the top as she tags posts that she makes more with those terms. Okay. So hopefully that helps you understand the tagging. We have meaningful tags, we have course, and you also want to tag the internships that you're in, that you're taking. You'll want to make sure that you tag those particular items as well. And then someone should be able to go back, just like we did with Jessica, and the reviewer should be able to see evidence of a tag cloud. If we even look at my simple example, we have evidence that a tag cloud is beginning as we begin to include those terms on each of the posts that we make.